Hello everybody and welcome to another session of English Foundational Language with myself Bav from Indigo Development. If you've seen our previous sessions, you'll know that these are relatively short, fun, interactive sessions. I'll ask you to pause, think, come back, and ultimately you should learn and know something at the end that you didn't at the beginning. As I've said in the previous sessions, we're creating these because people have got in touch with me, have dropped me an email in my inbox from different parts of the world who are looking to develop, refine, upskill their English. Maybe because they are looking to move abroad, either as a student or to work. Maybe they are looking for a promotion within their home country and English is a requirement. So whatever the reason is, I hope these are useful. Please continue to contact us if there's anything that you want us to cover, anything that we want to focus on a little bit more. I'm happy to help. So let's get started. As always, here's a little icebreaker. What this means is it's an opportunity for you to have a bit of fun. There's no right or wrong answer. If you are with someone now, friends, family, watching this, pause the video and have a conversation. Would you rather be a fish or a lion? There's no right or wrong answer. Have a think, have a conversation. Over to you. In this session, we are going to focus on accents and dialect. I will define both, give a definition, and then we'll do a couple of examples. Now, in the previous session, we looked at speaking for fluency. As I've said previously, much of our communication each and every day is through what we say, the words that come out of our mouth, and therefore what we listen to, what we hear. In the United Kingdom, specifically in England, there are different accents and different dialects. So if you are not from the United Kingdom and you visit here, you may be slightly confused by some of the accents that you hear and the dialects. So let's go through this. An accent is the way in which words are pronounced. Accents is the way in which words are pronounced. Now, in the United Kingdom, there's a wide variety of accents. There isn't just one British accent. So different regions, different parts of the United Kingdom have slightly different ways of pronouncing certain words. To give you an example, live in London, and there is, in parts of London, the Cockney accent. Certain words that are said in certain ways. I'm originally from up north, and what I mean by that, a town called Bolton near Manchester, which has a distinctive accent. Now, often, if you're from the United Kingdom and you hear me speak, people often pick up on the fact that I have an accent that's from the north. Here is a map of the United Kingdom, and I have simplified it really. It's a bit more complex than this. What you see here is parts of the country, and I've colour-coded them, and the accents that reside in those areas. So let's take the very top one, the blue. That's Scotland, it's a country. Now, there is a Scottish accent. If you hear someone speak and they say certain words with a Scottish accent, you will know that they are from Scotland. Let's take the purple one in the middle on the right-hand side. Geordie accent. People from Newcastle, which is a city, or those surrounding areas, the northeast, have an accent that also is distinctive. It's called Geordie. You can pause the video now. Look at this map, look at the table. There's lots. There are many, many more than what I've put here. Scouse accent, Liverpool. The Cockney accent, London. Brummie accent, Birmingham, the Midlands. So, pause the video at this point if you want to. Have a look and see what the different accents are. There are many more. A dialect is the pronunciation of words and the vocabulary used. Now, it's important that it may be that certain words used in some parts of the country are said differently or are different based upon the location. That's what we call dialect. Words that are specific to certain areas but have the same meaning elsewhere. Let's take the word happy as an example. It's a common word, often used. However, in terms of a dialect, the word happy is replaced with chuffed. So in some parts of the United Kingdom, someone might say, I'm chuffed. He's chuffed. She's chuffed. Chuffed simply means happy. Buzzing. I'm buzzing. He's buzzing. She's buzzing. They buzzing. They are buzzing. Well pleased. I'm well pleased with that. Or he was well pleased with that. Well pleased, happy. So can you see a really simple example of how the word happy is replaced by another word in different parts of the United Kingdom dialect. But it also is said slightly differently, buzzing, buzzing. Yeah, there's an accent to some of these words too. We're going to do 2 short exercises. What do you call this image that you see on this screen? And then I want you to think about, do you know other ways to say the same thing? Now, what do you call it? And what are other ways of saying it? I will then go through with you a few different ways of saying the same thing based upon accents and dialects in the United Kingdom. So pause the video, have a think, have a conversation. Over to you. Okay, it's a cup of tea. Quite straightforward, universally known, because in many countries, someone will look at that and say it's a cup of tea or cup of coffee. Let's take it as tea. In some parts of the United Kingdom, it's called a cuppa. Have a cuppa, please. A cuppa is a cup of tea. It's dialect. Tea. Cup of tea. That's accent. Tea is said as tea in some parts of the country. A brew. I'll have a brew, please. Brew. Tea. A Rosie Lee. I'll have a Rosie Lee. Now that is very specific to Cockney accent, parts of London. Rosie Lee, tea. Stick kettle on. Stick kettle on. Stick the kettle on is a way to say, I want a cup of tea. Let's have a cup of tea. Not only did I do a dialect there, but I also put an accent there as well. Stick kettle on. Let's do another example. Do you know other ways to say the same thing? Hello. Again, universally known, hello. A simple yet powerful greeting. What other ways can hello be said? Thinking about accents and dialects. Pause the video, have a think, have a conversation, and then let's go through some answers. Hey. Hey. Quite common. It's a way to say hello. Hi. Hiya. Hi. Hiya. Same. It's another way to say hello. How you doing? How you doing? Now, that's a question, but sometimes you would hear that in the United Kingdom or English-speaking countries as a replacement for hello. How you doing? You good? You good? That is, in some parts of the United Kingdom, both dialect and accent, because how it's said. You good? You good? You good? Lots of ways of saying hello. You good is quite specific. You alright, mate? You alright, mate? You alright, mate? Again, specific to certain parts of the United Kingdom. It's both dialects and accent. Think about how I've said it. You alright, mate? Last one I've put there. Hey. Hey up. Hey up. That's another way of saying hello. Again, very specific to certain parts of the United Kingdom. So what we've done in this session is define accent, define dialect. I've shown you quite a simple map of the United Kingdom of some of the accents, and then we've gone through 2 examples of how a common word or phrase can be said differently based upon accents and dialect. I hope that's been useful. I hope you've learned something. As always, please continue to join us. There's more sessions to come. Also look at the previous ones, because some of what we do in this session is as a result of what we've done previously. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.